What's going on, my friends? Chris here. I want to bring you an update of Bitcoin, and we're also going to get in some altcoins as well. And all these we're going to be looking on the weekly time frame. In my opinion, that's the most valuable time frame in the cryptocurrency space. It's really going to help you identify support and resistance areas. And you're going to get the big picture of how these trends are moving. So I want to get into Bitcoin first, since that's the big daddy, and then we're going to work our way down here. So for Bitcoin, guys, we're sitting at $96,472. So far, everything's been looking good on the weekly time frame. Right now, we want to continue to see if the bulls can push up a little bit higher and get over top of that $98,000, $99,000. But right now, personally, I'm okay with Bitcoin moving sideways for a while, retracing a little bit, cooling down as we've seen some money rotating into Ethereum and hopefully then into some altcoins as well. And that's just kind of how the money flow takes place in Bitcoin. You'll start to see the Bitcoin dominance drop a little bit. Money will first go into Ethereum. It'll get some nice pumps, and then it'll kind of trickle its way down to the layer ones and just work its way down. But so far for Bitcoin right now, all of our indicators are looking good. Our Chainlink money flows at a positive 0.32. Still have our MACD cross, and our lazy bear squeeze is still in the green. So far, if we put on our moving averages, we're up above our 20 simple week moving average, our 50 in red, then our 200 in white. So far, the trend's doing what it needs to do. We may have to take a break, a little breather after running so hard. But other than that, everything's looking good for Bitcoin. I would say just be patient. Let the trend continue to work for you as we try to break over top of that $100,000. Next one's going to be Ethereum. For ETH right now, up about 8% on the day. Really nice weekly candle that has been coming in for us. We have to close like this, and that's going to be on Sunday. So we still have a lot of time left. But right now we're getting up to some of these major resistance areas, and this is where I want to see us get through. So that's going to be about $3,600, and then we're going to be up to this local top here, which ranges, depending on what you're looking at, anywhere from about $3,850 up to around that $4,102. Our indicators, we have a positive Chainlink money flow, positive 0.09. Our MACD, we have crossed to the positive, trying to get up above that zero line, which we haven't yet. And then we're starting to get this trigger here, this green trigger on the lazy bear squeeze. It has not closed yet, like we talked about. I want to wait for Sunday to get that nice candle close. But so far looking good for Ethereum, and I like to see the money rotating into Ethereum. So far, our 24-hour trading volume's been at $40.86 billion. So looking good for Ethereum. Just got some work to do up here. If you can see, turn on our smart concepts, and we got a little bit of a sell area right up here. So just watching that big resistance area. Next one we're going to take a look at is going to be Cardano. So for Cardano, right now we need to get over top of the previous week's high, which is going to put us at $1.15. And then what we would do is run into this 125. It's going to be the next major overhead resistance. Just give you a good view here. This main area right here, this 125 to 130. And then what's nice about this here, if we're able to get over this area, we dropped so hard and fast on this backside here. Many times you make it up quickly on the other side. Not saying it's going to happen for sure, but that's typically what happens in this space, guys. I've witnessed it a lot. When you have those big sharp drops or a big sharp rise, on the other side it kind of gets made up for. So I'm watching to see if we can get over top of that 115 and then 125 for Cardano. Right now our Chainlink money flow is looking good. We're at a positive 0.27, so strong there. We've had our MACD cross to the positive, and then our lazy bear, we're still in the green. So we may go sideways for a while. We may consolidate, but I want to see us hold up above this 200-week simple moving average. That's a big deal, and that's going to be at 76 cents. And then it's going to be trying to get over that 115 to test that 125. But so far for Cardano, guys, everything's looking good. Money flow is looking good, and then our 24-hour trading volume is at $2.71 billion. So that's going to be Cardano. Next one, take a look at Avax. Just let me know down below what coins you're here for. Always love to know and what you're doing with them, if you're still holding, which in my opinion, guys, I think that's the best thing that you can do right now, is continue to position trade these coins. Look for that money flow. And then if you're taking profits, you always want to ladder out, in my opinion, into those major major resistance areas. So for Avax, right here, the next area we need to get through is $50, and that's going to be marked in blue. So that's a big area, and then it's going to be up to that 65 right now. We are finally trading back up above our 200-week simple moving average, which is going to be in white, so that's good. We need to hold that area as well as our prior week's low, which is going to put us at $32. So those are the main support and resistance areas that we're going to be looking at Chainlink money flow is going to be at a positive 0.18, so looking good there. Same deal with the MACD, trying to get up above that zero line. We've had our cross. Then our lazy bear squeeze still in the green here with potential to expand. You can see how large some of these bars got. Right here, this could potentially just be the start. I'm not saying it is for sure because no one knows in this space, but it does look like we're forming at least like a rounded bottom here as we're changing the trend on the weekly time frame. So looking pretty good there for Avax as well, one we're keeping our eye on. Next one, let's see. All right, so let's get in the Link. So for Link, we are approaching major overhead resistance area, and this can put us at $19.29 is what we're going to need to crack through. If we can get that, then it's going to be our local top that we had back in March, and this is going to put you right at around $23. In terms of support, like many of these other coins, we want to stay up above that 200-week simple moving average, which is going to be in white, and that's at $14.89. So you can see as we're looking at this weekly time frame, as it gives you such a better view of the resistance, the support areas, what you need to hold, where the moving average is at. And many times in this space, you can see these moves. They go straight up. Okay, so you have to be in positions. You typically don't want to chase this type of stuff. You kind of need to be prepared and ready. And in my opinion, many of these coins, Avax, Link, Solana is going to continue to do well. I think these are going to catch a bid, and we're at least going to come back to some of these areas here. Like $35 for Link, potentially going up to test that $52. But some of these major overhead resistance areas I think are going to be tested down the road here. You can see we had a nice impulse wave here on heavy volume when we had our sell-off, which lasted a long time. Didn't come on major volume, and now we're starting to get that spike again. It's just something we're watching in some of these bigger coins. Next one, let's see here. Let's go to Solana. So for Sol, we were rejected. We got up above slightly. And many times, guys, we ran straight up right here. And that's tough when you're trying to break a previous all-time high. So in my opinion, for Solana, we're going to move sideways, or we're going to retrace, back test that 212, and then we're going to get up through this. I think Solana is going to make a new all-time high. We're going to be in that price discovery, and then we're going to start looking up at round numbers like 300, 400, 500, just to see where we potentially could go. But overall, the trend's looking good. The volume's looking pretty good here. Our Chainlink money flow is going to be at a positive 0.25. Our MACD looking good. We had our cross up above the zero line, unlike many other altcoins, and then we're still in the green here for our lazy bear squeeze. So for Solana, looking good. I just think we need to be patient here, see if we can break that all-time high, and then that can allow you to get in those blue sky breakouts and have a lot of fun. So that's Solana. The next one, let's take a look at XRP, up about 6.5% on the day. And this is just how this stuff moves, how we've talked about here, guys. Back in here, just typically it puts you to sleep and then it blasts off. So you have to be prepared. I am not an XRP holder, but you don't want to chase up into this area. I would potentially wait for a retracement if you're looking for it, set a weekly high or low. But it may not even happen. Sometimes XRP can just take off and then it can continue to go higher. So if you're in positions, congratulations. Look up to this local top here. This is going to be around 170 all the way up to about $2. And this dates back to, let's see, 2021. So let's see what we can do up there for XRP, but really nice volume's been coming in. You can see this big spike here. Definitely potential to go even higher for XRP. Next one, we'll take a look at Shib. And Shib, guys, I'm just going to be saying these numbers here. I'm not going to add all the zeros and everything else. But for Shib, we're trading up above our 20-week simple moving average, up above our 50, which is looking good. You can see this green order block here, nice and strong as we had this big push up. We need to get through our prior week's high, which is going to put you at 2,811. If we can get through that area, then we're looking back to March here, 2024, which is going to be at 4,552. Trying to test that big area, but it's looking pretty good here. We had this big impulse wave here. Obviously, we've retraced. A lot of these retraced back to 0.786, and now we're starting to get that rounded bottom again. We're changing the trend on the weekly time frame. Looking pretty good there for Shib. Money flow, we need to pick that up. We are at a 0.00, so pretty flat right there. We have had our MACD cross. We're up above the zero line, and then our lazy bear squeeze still looking pretty good there overall. Next one, let's take a look at Dogecoin. So for Dogecoin, we want to hold the prior week's low, which is going to put you at about 36 cents. is going to be our support area. Overhead resistance, we have been as high as about 48 cents. So we're kind of working in between this range. And after this move here, I would be okay with Doge moving sideways, down even a little bit before it tries again. I don't think Doge is done yet, especially with this type of impulse wave that has come in. We broke this overhead resistance, which is going to put you at about 23 cents. So next area, guys, if we can get through 48, then I believe that's where we can potentially test this whole area. We had a really long wick from about 60 cents, 58 cents, up to that 75 cents. So anything can happen in that range. But Dogecoin is one I do believe it's going to hit. And this is not financial advice, but throughout this bull market, I do believe we're probably going to hit that $1 marker, a little bit higher than that as well. Potentially even blue sky breakouts for Dogecoin. Next one, let's go into Litecoin. Don't want to forget my friend Litecoin. Litecoin is at $97 right now. As we're stepping back, we have to deal with this major overhead resistance. So this is going to put you between $100 and then up to about $115. In this area, we've been rejected quite a few times. I mean, each time it'd get up to there, we pull back to about $60 or so. This time we have had some good volume, so that's what you want to see as we're going up and trying to break out from this area. And same deal with Litecoin, how we fell so hard here. Many times it can get made up quick on the backside. You can see how quick Litecoin moves once it gets going. So I would not rule Litecoin out at all. I think it's going to still have a good cycle. Money flow is going to be at a positive 0.21. MACD, we have had a cross, but it's been more of a weak cross here, just trying to get up above that zero line. Been more so flat. And then on our lazy bear, we are still in the green. And for Litecoin, guys, I wouldn't be shocked just to throw a fib on it here. For a minimum, just my opinion, back to that 0.5, which could put you at 227 or that 0.618. And this is if we don't make a new all-time high. And that could put you around 271. So Litecoin probably still a little undervalued here, especially with some ETF news and some other things that have taken place. And this is a coin, guys. It's an OG coin. It has not died. It's been around for, 11 years or so. So, I know people like to pick on it, but it still is a fan favorite. There's a lot of addresses. There's a lot of people who follow it. And it may surprise some people if it breaks out of this accumulation area, which I can't guarantee you. But it does look like down the road we potentially could have that break for Litecoin. Let me see if there's anything else I want to cover here. Guys, let's get into Bitcoin dominance quick. So Bitcoin dominance, we know we look for this to drop when a potential altcoin season could be taking place. So far, we're still in a nice strong uptrend on the weekly time frame. No problem there, still up above our 20, 50, and 200 weekly moving averages. So I know we have had some nasty candles up here, almost a bearish engulfing candle, a lot of wicks. And it's come on climax volume as well. So that could be another sign, just how we had climax volume here, kind of set that bottom, then we moved sideways. This potentially could have been the top. I'm not going to say it because we're still in an uptrend here and you don't want to fight that trend. But I think it could be tough for us to get over top of that 61.53 on the Bitcoin dominance. If we do, then we're going to be looking up to about 65 and then all the way up to that 70 or so. Money flow has been falling a little bit, but still in the positive. We're at a 0.09. MACD still okay above that zero line, and a little bit of indecision there on our lazy bear squeeze. So that's what I have time for today, guys. God bless each and every one of you. I love you. Take care.